Hello and welcome. I am Trish and this is Trish Talks, and on this channel I offer up tips on interior design, DIY home renovation projects, and gardening. And in today's video I'm going to show you 7 of the best ways to decorate your small living room. And note, many of these tips can work in any size living room. So before we get started, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more content like this. Now, on to the video. Small living room tip number 1, go vertical. The living room is one of the most lived in rooms in the house. We relax there with our family and friends. We watch our favorite shows. We even binge watch, like Bridgerton. So even if your living room is small, you still want to make it comfortable, functional, and aesthetically pleasing. To create a space that checks all 3 boxes, avoid placing everything at eye level. Believe it or not, this makes the room feel much smaller. Instead, place things like your window treatment as high to the ceiling as possible. This draws the eye up and makes the space feel bigger. Also, use large-scale artwork to draw the eye up, as well as architectural elements like crown molding to create interest up towards the ceiling. This way, the mind's eye senses the entire room, not just what's in front of you. So, remember, go vertical. Tip number 2, use a light neutral color scheme. The science of color is real. Darker colors, particularly on the walls, close in the space, while lighter colors make the space feel more open. Why? Because the color white is reflective, while the darker colors absorb the light. Since your goal is to make your living room feel bigger, then I recommend a lighter color scheme. Try a warm white on the walls and white and beige furniture in the space. Add interest with texture and colorful accents. The light color scheme will go a long way in making your small room feel a lot bigger. Tip number 3, use small scale furniture. The scale of your furniture is always important in any size room, but particularly important in a small living room. Avoid furniture that takes up a large amount of the floor's footprint. Instead, use smaller furniture pieces that allow for more circulation or empty pockets of space around each piece. Also, use lower height sofas and chairs. Your eye will travel over them to the far corners of the room, making the space feel bigger. Use the small scale furniture to create an open and roomy feeling. Tip number 4, use furniture with legs. In our living rooms, we tend to go with big comfy sofas and chairs that sit directly on the floor. Well, unfortunately, these pieces look visually heavier, and that's not ideal in a small living room. You want to use sofas and chairs with legs so that it lifts the furniture up off the floor. By doing this, you're allowing the light and the air to move over and under each piece of furniture, making it almost float in the room. Compare this sofa that sits close to the floor with a closed base to a sofa with legs. Here are chairs on legs versus those with a closed base. See the difference? Keep your small living room light and airy by using furniture with legs. Tip number 5, use mirrors. Using mirrors to make a living room feel bigger is a popular design technique. Why does this hack always work over and over again? Because mirrors create the illusion of depth. Our eyes perceive the reflection as an increased volume in the space, making the room feel and look bigger. So try Placing a mirror over the sofa in your living room, the mirror will fool the eye into thinking that there is more space behind the sofa, or add a mirror over the credenza for the same effect. A standing mirror on the far end wall will add depth to the space as well, or a mirror opposite the window will optimize the natural light in the living room, and this too will make the room look and feel more airy. Listen, in my opinion, there should be a mirror in every small room. Just saying. Small living room number 6, use a light area rug on dark floors. Light flooring is the preferred choice if you have a small living room, but that may not be your situation, and you may not be able to change the floor color in your home, especially if it's a rental. So if there is nothing you can do about your dark floors, then cover the floors with a light colored area rug. Natural sisal or jute rugs layered with a light colored area rug will brighten the floors and add texture and visual interest. Or you can just use a light area rug all by itself. That will do the trick too. Use that light area rug to counter the dark floors and to make the room feel and look bigger. And tip number 7, create a focal point. Create a focal point in the small living room that will draw your eye up. Earlier we talked about this technique when mentioning the use of curtains and placing your curtains up high. In this case, we're pairing that technique with the focal point technique. Remember, every room should have a focal point because that's where you're going to create your wow factor moment. And listen, if you haven't already done so, check out my wow factor video when you get a moment. I'll link it in the description box below. The focal point should wow us in a small living room and work to make the space feel bigger. So, to create a focal point in your small living room, try adding a faux fireplace with a large mirror or a large piece of artwork above it. Or try building a bookcase wall where the shelves go up to the ceiling. An artisan light fixture hanging from the ceiling can create a great focal point that's already high. Whatever the case, use the focal point in your living room to draw the eye up and to add that focused wow factor. Listen, I have a bonus tip for you. Avoid the clutter. We oftentimes need small living rooms to do double duty, like being a small office or a place to eat, and that's fine. But even in those cases, avoid adding too much stuff. Small living rooms with too much stuff will read as cluttered, busy, and even unkept. One of the ways to cut back on too many items in the small space is to have each selected piece be multifunctional. Find a coffee table with a much needed storage compartment. Nesting tables can be pulled out and moved about the room when needed and then nestled back when you're done. How about a bookcase that also has a leaf that drops down to a desk? Keep your small living room tidy and organized. Here is the case where, truly, less is more. Now, for those of you who want a dark and cozy small living room, I haven't forgotten about you because I know you're out there. Here are a few options for you too. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Until next time, bye.